Ernest Wiseman, OBE, known by his stage name Ernie Wise, was an English comedian best known as one half of the comedy duo Morecambe and Wise, who became a national institution on British television, especially for the Christmas specials. Early life and education. Ernest Wiseman, born in Bramley to Harry and Connie Wiseman, who married in St Thomas, Stanningley, was the eldest of 5 children, and changed his name to go into show business. He attended first Thorpe Infant and Junior School, and then East Ardsley Boys School, but entered the entertainment industry in 1933, appearing as an actor and singer in music hall. His father, Harry, a railway lampman, was also a semi-professional singer, and they appeared together under the name Bert Carson and His Little Wonder. He started making solo appearances, singing, dancing, and telling jokes in 1936, and in autumn of 1938 he came to the attention of Brian Mitchie, a leading juvenile talent spotter, who recommended him to the impresario Jack Hilton. Performing career. In 1940, the year he first met Eric Morecambe, then known as Eric Bartholomew, he appeared with British comedian Arthur Askey in his bandwagon radio show, billed as Britain's Mickey Rooney. Gradually, Wise and Morecambe formed a close friendship, and, in 1941, they began the comedy double act, which was to last until Morecambe's death in 1984. They made the acute but together as Bartholomew and Wise. On the 28th of August 1941 at the Liverpool Empire, a change of name followed in the autumn, after agreeing that the combination of the respective places of birth, Morecambe and Leeds, would make the act sound too much like a cheap day return. They settled on Morecambe and Wise. During World War II, Morecambe was a Bevan boy, working down a coal mine at Accrington, and Wise served in the Merchant Navy. For the end of 1943, they were reunited after the war and made the name in radio, transferring to television in April 1954, in the first series, Running Wild, which was a disaster. In 1961 they gained their own series on ATV, which was a success and raised the profile. They transferred to the BBC in 1968. Over a period of over 20 years, Morecambe and Wise had regular series with both ITV and BBC. In 1976, they were both appointed OBEs. Wise was commonly regarded as the straight man of the partnership, although his role gradually and subtly changed over the years. When Eddie Brabant took over as the chief writer, he enriched Wise's persona by making him pompous and naive. Wise's character changed from being a conventional straight man into a pretentious and self-satisfied idiot. Brabant also made Wise a would-be writer. The BBC shows in the 1970s would always climax with an extended sketch, introduced by Wise as a play what I wrote. Quote, "It was in such a play that Glenda Jackson, at the height of her career, was made to speak the line, 'All men are fools, and what makes them so is having beauty like what I have got.'" Later years, after Morecambe's death from a third heart attack on the 28th of May 1984, Ernie Wise spent some of his time at Boca Raton, Florida, where he had a holiday home. In the UK, he lived in Thorpe Avenue, Peterborough for many years next door to singer Edmund Hockridge, before moving to a luxury home on the banks of the River Thames in Maidenhead, Berkshire. It was claimed that he made the first mobile phone call in the UK on the 1st of January 1985 from St Catherine Docks, East London, to Vodafone's headquarters in Newbury, Berkshire. However, it has recently emerged that the very first call was made a few hours earlier by Michael Harrison to his father Sir Ernest Harrison, chairman of Vodafone. However, it can still be said that Wise technically made the first official public mobile phone call. Wise appeared regularly as a panelist on the ITV revival of the popular panel show What's My Line. He was a guest several times on Countdown, had a gardening column in the News of the World newspaper, and also appeared in several West End plays. He gave talks on cruises about his life as half of one of the most successful and popular comedy double acts of all time. In 1990, he wrote his autobiography, Still on My Way to Hollywood. He also was the subject on This Is Your Life, which was transmitted on Boxing Day that year. His 1992 Christmas single was a recommended retail release in Music Week. Wise was also an active and long-time participant in the Keep Britain Tidy campaign. On the 14th of May 1994, the BBC aired the first of 3 episodes of a mini-series called Bring Me Sunshine, as a tribute to Eric Morecambe. It was hosted by Ben Elton, who is a huge fan of Morecambe and Wise, and who cites the duo as a big influence on his career. Those interviewed were John Thorpe, Roy Castle, who was to die later that year, Diana Rigg, Hale and Pace, and Fry and Laurie. Wise was not asked to participate as the BBC said that they did not want too many talking heads. He was, however, recovering from a minor stroke which he had suffered in December 1993. Wise suffered a second minor stroke in August 1995, and as a result, announced his retirement from show business on the 27th of November 1995, his 70th birthday. In August 1998, Wise was asked by the BBC to take part in Bring Me Sunshine, the heart and soul of Eric Morecambe, which was shown on the 23rd of December that year. He had agreed to do so, but then his health had begun to deteriorate further. Earlier that month, Wise suffered 2 heart attacks within a week while on holiday, and had to undergo a triple heart bypass in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on the 22nd of January 1999. In March 1999, he was flown back to RAF North Earl, in London, by air ambulance and taken directly to the Nuffield Hospital at Wexham, Buckinghamshire. Death: Ernie Wise died from heart failure and a chest infection at the Nuffield Hospital, Wexham, near Slough on the morning of the 21st of March 1999. His funeral was on the 30th of March at Slough Crematorium. The eulogy was read by Michael Gray, Marion Montgomery, Rolf Harris, Angela Rippon and Frank Bauer among those who attended, along with the family of Eric Morecambe. Wise was married to the dancer Doreen Blythe from the 18th of January 1953 until his death. They had no children. Legacy and statue. In March 2010, Wise's widow Doreen unveiled a statue of him in his hometown of Morley, West Yorkshire. The statue was commissioned by the Morley Murals Committee and funded by Doreen. Biographies: Morecambe, Eric; Wise, Ernie. Eric and Amp, Ernie. The Autobiography of Morecambe and Amp, Wise. London: W. H. Allen, Virgin Books. ISBN 97804910119. Morecambe, Eric; Wise, Ernie; Friedland, Michael. There's No Answer to That, An Autobiography. London: Arthur Barker. ISBN 9780213168032. Wise, Ernie; Barnes, Trevor. Still on My Way to Hollywood. London: Gerald Duckworth and Amp Co. ISBN 97807233381. Sellers, Robert Hogg, James. Little Ern. The Authorized Biography of Ernie Wise. London: Sidgwick and Amp, Jackson. ISBN 9780283071508.